play the Breach Teo again that they've had some success with. Corrode being the pick for DRX. I loved DRX's Corrode against Full Sense when they brought out the KO. It completely destroyed Full Sense on that defense. They did not have an answer for that style.
But then the question is, do you play that KO again? Now PoPUGAmi have had time to see it, had time to read it, and I thought PoPUGAmi's Corrode was decent, especially on that defender side. They were trying to attack into a Sage. I think that's kind of makes the numbers look a lot worse, but I like their Phoenix on that Corrode, so very, very curious. I'd like this veto for PoPUGAmi for me, but this could honestly go.
Yeah, for the side of PRX, I think there's still a lot more that they can do to like clean up some stuff, like little things here and there that would like bring back that old PRX W gaming style that we all love. But we're gonna toss it over to Jen really quickly as she managed to pull two coaches aside for a very quick interview.
Oh my god, as if looks could kill. Well, welcome to Pacific Guys. Thank you, coaches, for joining me. I'm gonna have you over
Yo! Whoa. How I can be late? Let's go, boys! Are you excited? एक सेकेंड मैं लेट नहीं हो सकती. I am the best. Punctual. Consistent.
That was very nice, Alex. Thank you. And tell me, 터미 감독님, 최근에 페이퍼렉스도 DRX도 새로운 변화를
Hello.
도입했는데요. 페이퍼렉스의 변화에 대해서 어떻게 보시나요?
우선 페이퍼렉스가 굉장히 여러 가지 맵에서 좀 특이한 조합들을 많이 가지고 왔는데 그 조합들을 페이퍼렉스 스타일답게 굉장히 잘 만들어낸 것 같고 새로운 시도를 하고 있는 것 같은데 좀 좋은 모습을 보여주고 있는 것 같습니다. 새로운 시도 중에 지금 썸띵 빅투하고 있는데 좀 별론 것 같은데.
Well, thank you, coaches. That was very wholesome. And good luck today.
Yeah, very wholesome indeed, unless you have telepathy, which apparently we're all granted as of today. Yeah, thank you, Jen, for letting us get into the minds.
Let's go, last 1 minute.
Over here. Pulling up our predictions, and we see I Spy with my little eye, 54%.
Yeah, I'll join in.
Okay.
I think Big Time has great opinions. You know, he's usually correct when it comes to the predictions, but he's just getting a little unlucky.
Some of us predict for the world we want to live in. Some of us are creating change with the British. I'm not a passive player in this universe. I'm making things happen. I mean, it's not quite come true. Not yet, but it will eventually.
He has a 54% chance of making stuff happen.
That's most of them right.
Yeah.
That's most of them correct.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're
Let's
right.
look on the bright
Again,
side.
I say this just because like, I'm not last.
24.
Like, I'm just happy I'm not last at this point.
Look, he went for PRX today, so that's probably not a good sign if you're a PRX fan. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, half the time you're right, right?
Half the time I'm right.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're
50-50.
gonna see indeed if we are indeed right as we head into this RX Derby. DRX is taking on PRX for today's match. Let's send it to the stage.
Let's go. अरे इससे कॉपीराइट लगता है. अभी तो लग गया, बट अगले टाइम ध्यान देना पड़ेगा. Next time I have to be careful. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
We saw last week, DRX are evolving and adapting and looking to be one step ahead all the teams in Pacific. But are they one step ahead of PRX? Can last year's Kickoff champions claim their trophy once again?
Yeah, we'd love to see them go to an international event. They've had so many trials and tribulations to deal with a last-minute roster change, but they are always a team that performs better than the sum of their parts, and particularly when they make it to the international events, they are always doing damage, so we want to see them at Santiago one way or another.
Yeah, no two ways about it. This is a team with a lot of potential. Hyunmin's holding the wingman beanie there, so channeling the power.
Oh yeah, he knows that that's a good luck charm for him, so he's brought it in. But of course, they are taking on PRX. Will PRX take us up and down the PRX roller coaster of emotions once again, give their coaches and staff all the anxiety in the world to win this match and eventually return to the global stage? That's what everyone's hoping, but can they do it?
Yeah, I mean, this is a roster steeped in expectation. We know them to be one of their very best in Pacific. Bringing in Envy for this kickoff, for this year, expectations were at an all-time high. They found themselves, though, down here in the lower bracket, on the brink of elimination, having to put yet another lower bracket run together if they want to make it to Masters.
They really want this revenge match against DRX as well, or it will be the same story as champs. You do not want to get knocked out of the tournament by DRX before you reach your goal 2 times in a row.
Absolutely. Both of these teams know each other so well. At this point, they've taken on each other numerous times here on the Pacific stage. And now, with new additions to their roster, they're hoping that these slightly different flavors are going to give them an edge.
Heaven
going into
first,
this
second
series.
कोरोड़ बाद
Absolutely.
में
We take a look
breathe.
again at this veto. I predicted PaperX,
चटपटित
and I
match
love
होने
this
वाला है.
veto for them. I
Crazy.
feel like they've targeted the maps. They've managed to do quite well if they get both Haven and Corrode in my mind, where we saw DRX make these changes, bringing the Breach out on Haven, the KO out on Corrode. I feel like they're going to look to hope DRX play them again and have those counters ready.
See, I feel completely opposite. I'm feeling good about DRX in this veto in particular. I'm kind of questioning why PRX haven't brought out the Haven earlier when it was only banned against them once by T1 when they've had such success in the off-season. Why haven't they been confident enough to pull this out against somebody else? This is a map where DRX, starting out on the attacking side, they are choosing to play into the strong side of PRX, and that tells me that they are confident in their attack with the double initiator, and they have a good game plan for PRX's comp here if they play the same comp that they played in the off-season.
Yeah, I mean, that's the question, is will they mix it up from what we saw from them in the off-season? Will DRX mix it up? Will they go back to double duelist? We really don't know, because both these teams have proven to be very flexible, showing a variety of styles already at kickoff. So it makes the prep work for both of these coaching staffs very, very difficult, but it makes Haven very, very interesting for us.
Yeah, for sure. Are we seeing? Yes, we are. We're seeing the Teo Breach on the side of DRX, and we're seeing that Yoru, Phoenix, and the Chamber on the side of PRX, just like we saw in the offseason.
Yeah, this is exactly what we've seen from them in that offseason. We've seen Jing on this Phoenix last week. I kind of love this pick. The vibe back on that Chamber. This, to me, feels quintessentially PaperX, and that's what I want to see from them.
This first half is going to be very important. In both of the
Crazy.
off-season games, PaperX dominated.
अरे बहुत टाइम बाद ओमेन देखने मिल रहा है crazy भाई.
Whereas you see DRX's game against Zeta, they had a 9-3 attacking side. Despite playing single duelist double initiator, their attack was much better, quite similar to what you saw on Corrode against Full Sense.
Yep. Which way is the momentum going to swing as we step into our first map of the day? We are stepping into Haven, over to Quack and Komodo.
Thank you very much, Desk. Yes, Ham Quack, this is Komodo, and we are kicking things off with the RX Derby, of course. Any thoughts so far on the compositions?
Thoughts?
Yeah.
Thoughts? No, I mean, like, it's fine. If you're coming in towards this elimination match and you're changing a lot of things, you're always going to be taking a risk. And I think we're starting to see a little bit of a new style for DRX that is good for them. So you kind of got to stick with your guns going into this. Because for those that might just be joining us right now for this match, this is an elimination game. But it's also not like you go straight into that best of 5 qualification next. You got to wait for the next series as well. The loser of T1 and DFM will play the winner of this series. So it really is a bit of a lower bracket run for these two teams. And for PaperX, they've been in these lower bracket runs before, right? They started off in that lower seed, they ended up winning Toronto. For DRX, can they upset PaperX in that sort of run again? This is the 2025 Kickoff winners as well, don't forget. Like, they're a trophy winner themselves, DRX. They want to get back to this international stage as well. I think this video is going to be sick. If anyone was watching the offseason as well, you might already recognize that there is a very small change to PaperX's comp, actually. It was the Astra for Forsaken that was being run, so there's a slight change, which I actually think leads into a little bit more pace with the Omen for them right now, but also just more awareness to be with the team. So I think that's going to be very interesting as well to see what is slightly adapted in towards this one. And for the pistol, it's going to be very important from what we've seen, but the gun rounds for me is really meat and potatoes in this series.
That's what we all want to look out for. We're kicking things off for now. DRX on the attack, just hovering around grass, but already PaperX itching for the gunfight. Look at Devi with the headhunter.
Yeah, I mean, you've already got Teo slotted in towards C-Long at the moment, so for freeing only the one Salvo and the Sheriff, we're going to have to see what he's going to be able to potentially do, as in
double duelist hai na.
Long finds first frag on a Hermes, and it's just a battle in mid now.
Yeah, they're all pushing up, actually, all the way through window as well. Envy feels the extra confidence with the reinforcements coming through to continue pushing past, but unfortunately Jing goes down just by a bit. Forsaken.
Nice one, Forsaken.
And that leaves Mako stranded, really.
Yep, not a lot of utility for anyone to be using right now. It's just gunshots ablaze. Everyone looking for him, and they're very individual at the moment, aren't they, as well? Unfortunately, Marco getting taken down. That is an unorthodox pistol, but PaperX really taking the fight to DRX to start things off. We'll keep it mellow as well. Start things off nicely.
Yeah, it's quite... No, it's hella exciting! I mean, I don't know. Mako dying at the end with the whole round playing out this way, Envy pushing all the way up. It's tough, it's unexpected. DRX tends to go for this really sort of, I guess, passive reactionary style on the attacking side sometimes, so I guess they do get surprised somewhat. Mako did win the skirmish though, so I was expecting a little bit more, but we'll see.
I mean, skirmish is skirmish. I think at the end of the day, regardless of the way that one went, this veto would be, you're feeling pretty okay about it. For me as well, I kind of am thinking about Haven, this A orb for someone like Jing, right? On the Phoenix, a low ult count, how much are you going to be able to get away with getting that orb for free? When you've got the Breach Teo, you know, you can be stunning him off the line, you can be early salvoing him off the line, denying the chance at that run it back to really keep on going. In this round though, Bane, see you later. You've got all the C territory right now for PaperX as well. You know this is now ending at A.
Just waiting for DRX to make the move. So it's initial salvos and everything for now, but PaperX already close to the site. Instant shot from Jing. And the rest of it to follow through with the Fade utility coming through slowly but surely. Flashes going in as well, and DRX are pretty much backed into the corner, but
By this is
until the entire site gets surrounded. So defuse pretty clean anti-eco from PaperX.
The plant's not too bad for DRX to go in towards their first buy round as well right now, so we'll see what their first attacking installment will look like and how structured they are going to be in this series as well, right? We've already seen DRX be playing this map of Haven against Data Division, as Pilsky was highlighting as well, right? You feel pretty confident coming out of that series when you have some comp changes coming through and everything's kind of going your way on the attacking side. A slight hiccup in this map right now for DRX's side, dropping the pistol, dropping the second, but as I said with the plant, we'll see how potent this buy will be for them when you do consider that PaperX do have the runner back. That's why I was mentioning that earlier on, such a cheap ult to be able to get out to have potential mass impact.
Especially on maybe retakes or just info gathering if you do so choose, but right now DRX angling towards A split.
Something again up through C. See that last round, see it this round, all of the information that you want for PaperX to come towards this A site.
Yeah, just hearing all the information going through. So something we'll be able to TPO cross over to the team. Envy, though, kind of pinned down for now. He's still looking for a couple of shots with the Sheriff still. Jing does arrive just in time to do enough damage. Everyone will be waterfalling through.
Dawai todto hai,
That's exactly where PaperX managed to strike back. picking up the bonus.
Yeah, flooding in towards the site before the plant can even be established. That's just the power that something on this Yoru is going to be presenting on this map for us right now. And again, for something who has had a very shaky kickoff as well, right? Our star starter player of the 2025 season is in the middle of the pack, essentially, when it comes to players in Pacific this time around. So we're trying to see, you know, comfort levels and really shot levels at the end of the day to come out from him. So if he's able to be having the impact, finding all the information right now on this Yoru, getting dirty in the kills as well, that's going to be mass confidence coming forward towards PaperX in this best of 3. And now we'll get to see the big state of Valorant. When you find that bonus, how much do you snowball with on this defensive side?
Yeah, because technically you should be snowballing so much.
I mean, it's I'll call it a broken state of affairs of Valorant at the moment that we probably maybe need to see some changes coming in a little bit later on. Right now, though, plant for DRX, they've got in towards this A site yet again, and it's just going to be a 5v5.
All the way in through his site. But of course, you do have that duelist coming through. Instant curveball into the site, able to react all around. Even into the corners, Bane not able to dig himself out. It's just Mako with the
Damn.
shot. Perhaps looking for pot shots through the smoke now. Another to his name. Set himself up. Another sort of one-way wild
Aha,
TP.
dawai,
That's an
dawai.
attempt at the end of the day, but
Dawai,
from up above, just
crazy.
a firing squad going towards him. And you feel there's not much that you're going to be able to do at the back of that. 4-0 for PaperX. Not needing too much coach intervention just yet, you
Dawai,
would say, unless the next gun round that you do have spirals out of control. Because if PaperX are going to be, as we know PaperX are, happy to take the gunfights, and all 5 members on this stage right now are feeling sharp, and everything's flowing, they are going to continue to float on that stream and continue to take these fights. So it's going to be really important for DRX right now to have some impact on this round.
Wait a minute, guys.
They're gonna smoke. Ready? They smoke ready. Ready? Flash TP. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Flash. Ready also.
Let's go, let's go, let's
That's some
go.
good coordination for the A-long take from PaperX there. As I mentioned as well, early salvos, for example, to off-put Jing's chances of getting the orbs. It'll keep some interest from PaperX over at that A side as well, because they are playing the technical 1-1-3 at the moment. And it's just something who's the closest to C, but it's an untenable situation for him to get in too early. So once more, it's going to be a 5v5 retake. Devi with the operator in hand as well. Keep a potential eye on that.
Which makes it a pretty good call coming through from DRX, especially Hermes hearing all the footsteps right now.
They are not even looking towards the spawn at the moment. This is not in PaperX's mindscape whatsoever.
This could be
Let's
two
go, let's
big
go.
kills, instant numbers advantage for
5v5.
Unless it takes too long.
Yeah,
Fring,
a little bit of time
fring,
for now,
fring.
but still able
Fring.
to hold around the edge of the smoke, around C-Link for now.
Damn.
And there goes the kill. It's not the 2 that we were thinking of. Jing is still alive. However, it's now instantly a 2v5. PaperX can't really respond in this situation. The best they can hope for is this kill against Hermes and then a save. Hunting down Hermes right now, but look at how he backtracks all the way into spawn.
Yeah, doesn't even get that kill, unfortunately. Jing. Devi will hold the operator in towards the next round. I am not exactly sure if he did take a pot shot with that one at the tail end.
Okay, ground dewa cha na hone.
Might be, you know, not noted that it's going to be in possession, but with the money situation of PaperX, you just assume that there's going to be an operator in play anyways for Devi. We'll see how impactful he is going to be with this weapon as well, because you know, we only generally see him opt for it when he is playing the, we'll call him agents outside of his pool, so to speak. But it's cool to see change-ups if it's going to work for PaperX. It's the same established start of utility over at A-Long. The same flash combo to come out from PaperX, the same scaling, and to send something over towards the C site, where this time it's not going to be absent. The operator and Devi already on the line as Envy grabs a orb. There's a Nightfall available for this B potential retake again.
Yeah, still quick take from DRX though. We'll see how they can possibly respond or anticipate some of these ultimates so far. Nightfall getting sent through. A blaze wall into sight as well, but look at Mako.
Oh, you're going to have to just take these fights at the moment and find them convincingly for PaperX. There's the Rolling Thunder for Bane if he needs as well, but so far so good for DRX finding all of these kills.
Evaded the Nightfall, stepped back into the fights as well. It's a tough one for PaperX. 2 players alive, and they still want to hold on to the op as well, so trying to hang back, but Freeing does manage to hold the right angle against Devi.
Yeah, it feels very comfortable again for Freeing in my sort of picture of him right now when this Teo is back on play. You always just feel like you associate an agent with a player, and for me it's freeing on this Teo when we throw it back towards his introduction to Valorant last year. I'm sort of kind of meandering on this for DRX as well, right? Because this composition can be very telegraphed. When you drop that breach utility, when you drop in that Teo utility, you're generally trying to execute on the back of it and not wait for any refresh time for the breach, because Teo has none. So the fact that DRX are kind of able to get in towards these sites over at A, over towards B, over towards C, get these plants down, and unless PaperX are already there to take the fights, they're going to have to either decide to flood retake early or quick retake after plant, and not really being able to do so too much now, you would assume, for DRX in the 2 rounds that they've gathered. Will this be a change, though? Over towards C? Ooh. Nah, not really. Immediate decapitation.
No, sir. This is not even parliamentary procedure. This is just DRX going in, especially in PaperX. Don't quite have the guns. Except for Devi, though, off the back site. And steps away, eats paranoia, but still tucked into the smokes. Looks for the right opportunity to possibly thwart the spike plant. Managed to take down Mako as well. Still has ammo to go for a little bit more.
They haven't planted just yet. They know the retreat from Freeing has gone through the garage. He popped that trademark as well, but a 1 versus 2. Freeing does have a drone and the Armageddon available with crosshair placement that you would assume has to be superior right now, because Devi has already showcased that in this round. Mate, he's got a 4K. Devi is looking for the ace.
Yeah, it's on a heater for sure. Could even potentially play for bait around with Envy. Freeing, though, into the right spot. Devi could lose, so heads up duel, but it's not gonna happen. Elevated angles, shot to the torso as well. PaperX with an ace will go up to 5 rounds.
I believe that's the 11th ace coming through in Pacific at this kickoff so far, so well done, Devi, being able to pick up that one on the chamber, because, you know, for me, the chamber is all about being able to tap heads and shoot your opponents on this Sentinel line, and well, he's just been able to do that. So well done. Round back towards PaperX, where you think maybe DRX would have, with a 2-player opener, by the way, a 3 versus 5 for PaperX, be able to establish a plant, defend it.
5.
Unlucky for DRX.
Crazy.
PaperX win that 3 versus 5 for me, because they're the team that normally has those 5 versus 3 advantages and drops them. So a bit of their own medicine, throw the way they did it to DRX in this one.
Over lovely. That was like a slight half buy for PaperX as well. But moving on, do have the Headhunter, the Tour de Force being pulled out. DRX being quite cautionary around a lot of these corners. Still, though, PaperX continue to scale up a lot of the extremities of the map.
Portal closed.
DRX trying to go with a full 5-man
अरे यार वैसे पोर्टल से आवाज आ रहा.
Take down something. It's a lot of information, though.
Yeah, do they use the Armageddon to get in towards the site or not? Envy stuck between a rock and a hard place and a retreat
anti bhai.
Now they're going to put him 6 feet under. 3 versus 4, with a lot of this utility being invested early on for DRX to try and get this plant. Wale ult, the Teo ult right now, but it's the tour de force from Devi that he can't pepper and finish off Bane. Another situation where PaperX are here before the plant can go down, and they're just taking the fights, trying to off-put DRX, but now when the dust settles, it's Jing.
Yeah, losing some members in the whole process of it, so 1v2 now. They know exactly
where OBS nahi dishat ahe.
So the cage comes down, makes it a little bit more
OBS nahi dishat ahe.
Ha,
dislo.
Down to how he slices the pie. Unfortunately,
nice one.
So Hyunmin will be the one to take the round for DRX.
If Jin got that kill, got one of them in the 1 versus 2, he has the ult, the right back, and it would have given him another life to try and make that retake happen. A very dry contact play for DRX over towards the beginnings of A, and then turning up the pace with the trades coming out from Hyunmin, getting in, getting out, and 2 heavy ults invested in this round as well. Not in tandem either, by the way. 2 different lines of sight coming out from the Wale ult and the Teo ult. But they do manage to get in towards the site and hold it as well, DRX. So keeping this one in some good form, some good challenges.
Still similar-ish approaches, though. Different players coming down on A long for now.
Yeah, spotting out the further information from the Prowler as well. Be worth it for Hermes to try and draw a lot of attention towards this spot, make him think that they're still hanging around. Risky business, though, to hang around the cage when it drops in the open against an operator, perhaps, though, as Devi will find him in that very moment.
They have to get the plant down now. You spent so many players, so many resources to try to get the spike in, but then you get stalled by the run it back. Hyunmin will stand feet to try to send it back, but
You
lost all initiative now.
One enemy remaining.
So that's why all the angles start to get held by PaperX, especially with the operator still coming through. It's another shot for Defy, and PaperX will move up to a 6th.
It looks a little bit one-dimensional in that sort of position from DRX as well, right? They get pushed off being able to do anything over at A. They're not up through C with any sort of space gains just yet. So where else are they going to be able to go? Well, it's the B site or it's Garage. You're happy as Larry holding that one as PaperX with a judge in Garage because there's no drone action coming through from DRX at that moment. They're looking to kind of try waltz in towards the B side at that point in time because they've already lost a couple of key members. Again, this Breach Teo comp, it has some power, but it has some falterings as well. You're not able to have that initial
DRX time out, 30 seconds.
3 to 6 in favor of PaperX, where DRX now to call their first timeout and figure out, are they going to be able to get something better than a 3-9 half, perhaps?
You would think PaperX is anticipating some of these potential plays, some of these, well, as you mentioned, telegraphed plays that could come through. They are sitting on a rolling thunder, though, DRX.
We'll have to see what Bane's adjustments do look like as well in the sort of slower adaptation that DRX are going in with now in a lot of these rounds as well. When you look towards last year's calling to come out from Marco, for example, I think this slower calling, working the map style that we've seen in these past couple of maps from them have looked a lot better for DRX, but you're coming up against Dub Gaming right now. That probably isn't going to work.
Oh my god.
So we'll see if it does, and I'm just, you know, flapping my mouth. This is going to be a very important round for DRX on the back of that timeout, though, in terms of econ as well.
Oh, a little bit of Dub Gaming. Just a bit with Divine peeking his head through Garage.
Yeah, drone timing is nice as well. You don't really want to be peeking too far through Garage's Divine when you don't call for an Omen smoke to go towards mid-window. Just going to try and hold that singular line. As you mentioned the Rolling Thunder earlier on, that's going to be the entryway into this seaside as, well, we're scoping out things as something, finding all of the info.
It's also kind of throwing them into a lot of nerves. Oh, Jing able to sidestep it away. And now something, especially having infiltrated towards the back, makes things so much more difficult for DRX. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Bane, can you really fight yourself out of that spot? You can't. No. PaperX continue onward with this onslaught.
It's a good ult to come out from something there as well with that dimensional drift, just confirming all presence of members from DRX. And I'm very, very surprised that Marco decides to stick that ultimate to the back of the C site there as well. I mean, from his POV, the two PaperX members aren't looking at him, but then the moment that you come out of the form, well, Jing just spots you. Unlucky, mate. Nice try. A valiant attempt. But it does get shut down in the end, and PaperX find their 7th. DRX not able to convert after their own timeout, and now they'll pay the price in forms of weaponry. They don't have much to play with in this one. A Sheriff, a Bandit, another Sheriff, and maybe the Stinger of Hyunmin is going to be able to sing a good tune in this round, but you would generally say that it's going to look a bit off-key for DRX here.
Yeah. Really tough to find the right rhythm as well, perhaps. You're trying to go back in to gain some space across the map.
They will drone in towards Garage, and it's just going to be absent of PaperX members, so they are pathing correctly, technically, DRX in this round, but just weaponry and a very nice shot from Divide to start things off.
Right, just look at where PaperX are positioned, anticipating all of these plays. They know the drone was coming through. They just set themselves up just right as the Wale does fly on through. Now it's Forsaken into the corner up top of logs and instantly decimating 3 more players. Just the last one left, and Freeing goes down into the ground. It's a flawless for PaperX.
Envy has had a couple of good haunts over towards this C site as well. The reveals in that round and won a couple previous as well, getting some good reveals and some good shots from PaperX. Just easy free kills in those moments in time. There's that 8-3 to come on through as we move into the last round of the half. Are we going to see some adjustments come through from DRX? Because it's felt a little bit flat now that the rhythm has been found for PaperX. We're not seeing this potency that comes out from the game against Zeta Division, where I feel like you got a new comp coming on through, you're adjusting in that one. There was no tape for Zeta to really rely upon. PaperX had tape coming in towards this series.
Just a bit, and still enough Not to mention, I mean, the proficiency of some of these players on these agents too. Jing on the Phoenix, but still, this time a different result into the smokes. Hyunmin able to take down one, and still able to burn him alive. Bane to
Crazy yaar.
Loose spray at the end there from Jing. Unlucky that he wasn't able to win that one. It's 3 versus 4. Forsaken has gone into where the opponents buy their guns. A little bit of a lurk from Bane on 5 HP with the 25 regen shields. See if he can activate a little bit later on.
It's insane positioning if he's able to actually activate. Devi has no idea! Oh my goodness, now it's at 2v4. Forsaken though, still a chance as he hops on through window.
He knows freeing is here.
Pings him as well. Just eyeing down the corner, calling for reinforcements. Something goes through, but unfortunately goes down as well. Special delivery spent, but this is all costing Forsaken valuable time where DRX managed to thwart it back.
Unfortunate that the frag was down from something in that moment in time because Freeing's not even trying to focus on finding the frag. He's trying to draw the aggro away from Bane to be able to re-wrap around.
Time is timing.
Well done from Freeing to recognize that, or for Bane to
time is not timing.
Played on out, but it was a round sorely needed for DRX to keep good potential in this map. Love the patience to come through.
I crazy होता यार ते something नहीं घानगिरी केली.
Dislodged Freeing from his spot. Waiting for Bane to come out with a wrap. So 4-8 in favor of PaperX.
Something नहीं काढायला पाहिजे होता.
Exchange halves.
काय 7-5 झाला ना?
Get to really see what the defenses are.
नाही 8-4.
Or rather, what the attack is going to look like for PaperX in this composition right now, because the last 2 times that they did play this comp, where Marathi was the Astra instead of the Omen, and it was an off-season event, we didn't see too much of a need on the attacking side from them as they were able to close those ones up flawlessly against G2 and Gen G. So what do they really have up their sleeve? We've seen him pilot this Phoenix at time. He is really starting to learn the Blaze Wall and the utility through that with the team as well. There's some really good timing that I've liked from him on this Phoenix utility. And honestly, just being a nuisance with it. Because you got the opponents that always have to kind of imagine, when is that going to come around the corner? Are we going to be able to find the right timing to dodge the flash? Is there going to be another flash to come through from somewhere? I think it's a very versatile composition that PaperX are running on this map right now. And you've also got the consistency from Devi coming through on the chamber. I mean, it's just been gorgeous. Speaking of, he does get traded, but he comes out with the shot first as well.
Yeah, so it's rather even for now, but still, otherwise, for DRX to try to rethink if they want to double up reinforcements onto A, they will continue clear on up. They see nothing there, but they hear all the footsteps up close towards, well, C-Link right now. Hot Hands gets tossed. Mako hangs back.
Gotta be careful of this flank that's coming through from Hyunmin as well up at the front of the mid window. Is this going to be read in from PaperX whatsoever as they look to extend territories towards A to clear that first and foremost as something removes Marco?
Oh, and another! Hermes gets taken down. Now Hyunmin's been spotted out. He's still able to take down another as well, but unfortunately not enough up against something.
Damn, nice first round.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, that's lovely.
This map is ours. Let's go.
And I'm getting flashbacks.
Let's go, boys.
PaperX as well. You find both pistols. You started to snowball, but the rifle rounds is what we needed to see delivered from you guys in that series. That didn't happen too much. They still get the job done at the end of the day. Skin of the teeth. But in this one, we've seen a lot more decisive calls come out on that defensive side. So the second round, not going to be present with weaponry for DRX. So we'll wait for 15 perhaps, unless we see a Thrifty come out here. But then it is for PaperX, what do you have up your sleeve on this attacking side? And I think for me, more importantly, it's for DRX. It's for this team that has been around for the longest time. For these players that have tasted victory on the brink of elimination right now on this map of Haven. Do you have more than 4?
Certainly need it. Or you could just bank everything on the upcoming map. But right now,
A side अक्खी खाली है यानी अभी push करता है.
Trying to go Midas right all the way through the flanks perhaps, but there is that little trademark on the ground as well.
Envy's protecting with the Guardian.
Quite a lethal weapon, especially.
नहीं खाली दोगे.
will get overwhelmed.
Sauga, display.
At the same time, but now it's something's turn. Did he just smack the table?
That's good timing actually on that dark cover as well.
Dawai crazy bhai.
Where he just gets removed from the equation as well. You do need to die.
Guardian save. Arre, damn.
They're making a fool of things. DRX. Not finding too much in that round, just the single frag.
Crazy,
hopefully we get the answers to the questions that I
My
posed a
brain
little
is
bit
not
earlier
braining
on.
right
What
now.
do DRX have for us on this defensive side? Is it going to be more than 4? Because again, I've liked the slower calling.
I got
working
thoda
the
sa
map from
sadma, but
DRX.
theek hai.
We didn't
Itna
see
to
that too
chalta
much on the
hote rehta hai.
attacking side. I was looking for a bit more mid-rounding, a bit more inserts, but you can tell that PaperX have done their prep for this series. They were not allowing DRX to do what was successful in the last couple of series with Bane's leadership. So it's really good prep for PaperX coming in towards this specific map right now.
They're pushing mid, boys. Can jump pick or what?
Good start for the bonus though.
Dawai.
Go.
Let's just divide down. First gun round for DRX. Spread across the map.
Divai.
Happy with the Cypher utility over at the C site as it's going to start to be a little bit of scoped action in towards Garage.
And you mean la pick no
see
kadu.
if anything is there.
Because String was calling for the garage trip and now thinking to go somewhere else, perhaps a little bit telling of what DRX's setup might be.
It's a bit risky though for something. He was hanging around that C site with a smoke permitted by Forsaken to at least help him like destroy some of that util. Broke the cam, didn't break a trip. As Hyunmin is just breaking heads. Job's done for him in this round.
By his lonesome
Hyunmin.
this entire
काय नाव
round
आहेत भाई याला?
I don't think
2v4.
we're going to be able to do too much. Not to mention Mako pushing all the way through now.
This is just the situation as DRX that you don't overcomplicate things and give opportunities to PaperX.
Uh-oh.
Marla.
Oh, okay.
Easy flick.
Maybe 20 seconds to go and Bane is aware of the possibility of them coming through, but they hear the footsteps in the garage. They want to try and shake Forsaken. Something does get on this B line, but again, I mentioned Bane has to be aware of this one. It's smart decision making from him. Gun barrel poked. No way of entry into this B site.
Yeah, it's a tough angle to clear. Multiple angles, that is, as you step through into B site. Comes down to Forsaken.
Plan करना.
Everything onto the spike plant inside of the smoke.
आरामात plan झाला, पैसे मिळाले. कट्टो क्लच पण केला असता त्याने, त्याला थोडा टाइम पाहिजे होता. हे टाइम एकदम असा कट्टूकट आलं असता आलेला. वो क्लच सिच्युएशन था नाहीसा कर देते.
Weapons picking up convergent paths as well for Hyunmin on the back with some individual brilliance from him when the Phantom is in hand. So trying to maximize what they can do for their chances in this lower bracket run. A nice flick to come through from something.
Oh, that's right.
It's a rare reaction from Alex because it's not.
ऐसे reaction मेरा था भाई.
Yeah, thank you for explaining why I said that.
Yep.
But still, we'll see if PRX does manage to recover. Now on to the operator for Divine.
Yeah, on the C line, we'll see if Hermes is going to fall prey to it.
C long la ahead.
Drift as well.
दवाई again off. दवाई खाली, दवाई aim खाली. Crouch करून येतील. अरे काढला. Crazy trade भाई, crazy trade. अरे nice रे. Jingu. पिंगू. Crazy trade भाई. दवाईने स्वतः एक मारला, त्याचा ट्रेड काढला जिंगने. त्याच्यानंतर इवोरी मेला आणि त्याचा ट्रेड काढला. Crazy. Envy. इवोरी बोललो envy.
More importantly for me, you've got Forsaken, you got
थंडी वाजते मला.
I believe he's just even thrown early, so this is just going to be untenable for DRX to get a retake happening. They probably should go for a bit of a save.
Yeah, realistically speaking, all the timing as well for Forsaken to possibly plant himself around Garage. It's another spot that you have to worry about. So turning all around, unfortunately, you throw your bodies into the site and it just goes down into the abyss. PaperX move up to 11.
You do draw out the runner back, so I guess you'll take that a little bit as DRX, but you are missing substance in this map right now. You're missing rounds, mate. 5 of them so far. I understand the risk to go for the dry swing there, but with no confirmation of, opponents' positions and no favorable circumstances, it is a very risky duel to go in.
Nice, Andre Jingo.
PaperX were
Jingo, pingo, pingo.
no one had brought out utility just yet for
Crazy,
PRX. They
bhai.
were ready with their guns for some sort of play from DRX.
It's an
Let's
elimination
go.
match as well. I can only imagine the pressure that some of these players might be feeling.
Yeah, of course. But it's not like DRX have been in these situations before, right? They've been in eliminations positions before at the highest of moments too, right? Champs, for example, most recently. And they come into this map, into this veto, Haven, we hadn't seen it really picked from PaperX just yet. It's been floated a couple of times. They've gone elsewhere, for example, picking Breeze when Haven was open, and we've seen some instabilities from them. Maybe we could say that they were happy with it because of their scrim results, something like that, but they do opt for Haven in this one. And you're thinking DRX, all right, Corrode, nice choice. I like that for you guys, but we've also seen growth from PaperX too. So when you do think about the veto, I do think, PaperX, it's nice for you guys, but for DRX, it's not too removed from them as well, So this time out that they've just invested in has to come up with the goods in round 17 here. You've got the Rolling Thunder, you've got the Convergent Pass to have access to as well. Freeing is probably requesting a weapon in some way, shape or form. He's just charged with holding the A site by himself.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. From Hermes and
1, 2, 3. दवाई बग मारतो आता दवाई फ्रिंगला काढतो बघ फ्रिंग
And now you feel you have to do something as freeing as well. You've lost the territory over towards C. You send Hyunmin over there that gets smoked off in a progression style smoke. You feel you
नहीं something nahi
but it's going to be Marco to start off over in mid, and now it's going to be Bane and maybe a second layer of freeing over at A.
Still has the utility as well.
दवाई फ्रिंगला काढणार I trust दवाई
Paths will initiate. Bane does come through as well with the frag.
दवाईने Hyunminला काढला
Spike though might be
Spring
unretrievable.
push करणार आता
Thunder going through. Bane still continuing to hold the angles, preventing
Nice one, Jing.
online. But Defy will push through. Freeing finally makes his presence known, and then it's Jing's turn.
There's an opportunity here for Freeing. He was the one with only that pistol, remember, but some damage done and a reposition.
अरे यार माझं मी हे अराउंड स्किप नाही करणार
As well, Jing with the plants.
Wait मी अराउंड स्किप नाही करणार
Towards spawn when this angle is it doesn't even bloody matter, mate. Freeing comes out of the sewers.
यार
He is just going to drown Jing. That is a lifeline every round for DRX.
Yeah, mate.
एक second let me grab some luck for PaperX
Spots made it so undetectable for Jing, so incredibly well played. It will save them from that map point.
Yeah, an operator to be brought into the next round as well. It is a bit of a lifeline. It's an investment of those two ultimates that I mentioned coming in towards the round, but you had to dig deep to find that round. It was essentially a buy round, right? The 4 rifles purchased for DRX, it was just because Freeing didn't have enough money to get the proper weapon up there in his own hands. You gotta have to be playing with rounds, with potential swings on Econ as well. Tour de Force is going to be brought out for Dubai here.
Marco off.
Yeah, Marco is charged with the Orpit, so we'll see what he can snipe out on the Omen. Opportunities.
Careful now. Well, PaperX tries to poke around B right now.
let's go
Set on the timing.
एक मिनट मेरे को ईयरफोन्स लगाने दो एक मिनट हाँ गाइस अरे यार ये अटक क्यों रहा है क्या पता ये मेन सर्वर का लफड़ा है मेरा नेट अच्छे से चल रहा है
In this one as well.
ये उस दिन भी हो रहा था
And we'll see a call to come back a little bit later on, or maybe we'll see just complete repositions from PaperX and try some different locations. 30 seconds to go. Up the guts of mid towards B, where Hyunmin does have a saturate, but that's all.
Still could potentially be enough. Unfortunately, PaperX does anticipate it, but spots up for mistaken by the top of his head. Hermes comes through now with a huge double kill. And that leaves 2 players left on PRX's side. 10 seconds left to go as well. Makes this
10 seconds
pretty much
left.
unwinnable. Swings through from DRX. And Defy left alone. Trying to gunsling himself out of the situation. He's managed to do a bit, but not enough.
They're going to be careful with those sort of smokes as well from PRX. I do believe that was their elevated smoke, and their Tootsies are seen underneath it by their opponents. So you got to be very careful with this utility if you're not taking the further space. That's the generic TP from Forsaken that goes up above. But here you go on the replay. Hermes capitalizing on his opponents. Caught lacking a little bit. Second round in a row for DRX right now, and they're starting to feel a little bit more confidence, you'd assume, on this defensive side. Enough to have a drawn out timeout from PRX. They can taste victory on this map. A couple of slip-ups. They have.
Chalo. अरे अटकते हाँ
Still needing to be able to close out the map after all.
Wait a minute, guys. This done. This thing. अरे मेरा डाउनलोड चल रहा है ओए ओके गिव मी सम टाइम गाइस गिव मी सम टाइम let it go on auto
2 for DRX to put up numbers.
Mako's still around the corner though, and all he needs is one shot. Can't really TP himself out safely though. Will eat a paranoia as well. But off to the shorty and another wall bang. He managed to take down 3.
Yeah, feel bad for Envy in that scenario too. He didn't get a real chance to play here.
We'll see if Defy can kind of pull off some magic as well. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen with Freeing around the corner. It's just Jing with an op retrieved. Maybe lurk.
Way you do slice it, so it's going to be the save call for him. DRX going to find their 3rd round in a row on the back of PRX's timeout, mind you. So you start to feel a little bit more confident for the Korea's side.
Still though, this was a slight half-buy round. The Stingers coming through for PRX, so maybe able to show us something different for the next round. I still want to see that replay, though. we need
but Devi's shot in it. Yeah, this is going to be a round that, you know, is a 4 versus 5 technical with advantage for PRX that is going to slip through their fingers. Got to see if Marco doing some heavy lifting with the operator. He was pretty silent for majority of this in the kill department as well. That's a nice
guys,
Devi. Got to give it to him. But for me, Marco coming out with a very crucial amount of kills.
Crazy.
Doom on the shorty as well. Getting that 3rd.
Okay.
Very handsome.
Okay.
Very
My download has been stopped, so I can go on YouTube. Wait.
Going to this C site, how much are you risking it for the biscuit?
Done. Everything sorted.
2 bites first. 2 falters first.
There's a little camera as well, so PRX might not really expect it. They're being very careful though. There goes the little jump spot, and that should be enough.
Yeah. The only way you're really getting through this at the moment is if you are giving yourselves a progression smoke perhaps, and you're trying to get a Phoenix flash or a Yoro flash popping out of that. A curveball to start off and off-put Marco. He doesn't go too hard, you know, on the shot to reveal exactly what's happening. It's very passive at the moment from DRX. They did have Hyunmin rotate a little bit earlier, but they thought better of that at the moment. As PRX are really trying to draw out some of this utility, make it a little bit easier for them to either get into these sites or a bit easier for them if they do in a post-plant scenario. This is some good map. Oh, wow. Being worked at the moment for PRX is what I kind of like to say because they drew rotations to this A side. Imagine if they went B instead or over towards C to Marco.
because that's DRX being able to react in kind. Off the swings, kill from Envy, but still Bane. Now you've got the off angle being held by Freeing. Unfortunately, no more ults for him now. Something going on, a bit of a tear. Divide TPing away. Hermes just sprays down though. It's down to the 1v1.
Oh, but it's 10 seconds. You got to run and grab that spike. You don't know exactly where your opponent is coming through as Devi. You have to go and stick the plan or look for a challenge against Marco right now. And he is trying to dance with the devil around this side. But Marco with the operator is going to deny. And DRX again are keeping this a bit of a flawless run on the defensive side now.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's the way PRX plays sometimes, and it all comes down to the fights. But when it's down to that 1v1, and Mako has all the positioning in the world to play with.
There's so much going through your mind at that moment in time. Where is Marco coming from? Can I get this spike planted? I've got an operator in play as well. It's just so hard to make the right decision in those moments in time as Devi, when pressure is really built and it crumbles for him. Last time out for PRX being invested right now as DRX are starting to put their foots in front of the other, and it's not even walking anymore. They're starting to jog. They're getting ready to run. They're really catching up to PRX the way that they are playing these rounds. And you got to admit as well, the rotate for DRX to that A side, right? 4 players put there. Everybody just throwing the kitchen sink at it in utility, having the guns up, going for those trades. It gets scrappy in that fight. And it does come down to a 1v1 at the end. The trade game, the battle game at the moment is strong.
Also just recognizing where PRX might want to end up. Which is fantastic work coming through from DRX.
Right now, hopefully not in the bin. That's the problem, because they are getting shut down a bit on this attacking side, right? You're looking against the ult game, though. You've got them. You are winning in that variety for PRX at the moment. You've got 4 available. The Tour de Force a whiles away, but if you can try and draw out this Armageddon from Freeing and make it a wasted opportunity that DRX try to invest in, could be pretty good.
Now from PRX just to try to flood all the way in. Hermes able to hold it off. Hot hands coming through just a bit, but still you got the smokes. You got Hyunmin as a secondary layer now coming through. He's able to find another head.
You get across the op line, and you re-smoke it off as well. Mind you, Hermes gonna need some burn cream at the moment, so he didn't overplay his hand in the garage. You got a player advantage for DRX at the moment, as PRX are looking to just flash out, overlooking Hermes.
Slight anti-flash position, and it comes up huge for him. Triple kill, and the entire round is done.
He really plants his feet in that position, doesn't he? Now it's 1 versus 3 that Devi needs to try and isolate a couple of these fights. In this scenario for DRX, just don't give him a 1 versus 1. Don't give him a way to individually get back into this round, and they don't. They hold it together as Hermes finds the 4K. DRX hit double digits. There's no timeouts available, remember. It's all onto the players right now to figure things out for the rest of the map until overtime.
The final few DRX players, well, the last 2 of them, are close to their ults as well. Hermes can even come up with newer theft in the upcoming rounds. We started this second half 8-4.
Yeah, 8-4. Crazy. 8-4 with PRX getting the pistol in the second. It was 10-4, remember?
We're now 11-10.
Big ult investment rounds. Try to maximize your potential on getting map point for PRX, on equalizing for DRX, sending in all this utility, all this ult in towards the C site, and you start to scale on in. But are you just trying to force a plan? Are you happy to play 5 versus 5? Hyunmin has the convergent pass, remember, for a retake here.
Yeah, you would think PRX should be anticipating that, hence something, sending the clone all the way through now. A couple of PRX players hiding in garage as well.
And because it was so fast, you have a lot of this utility that you are dropping into this one as DRX now. Look at it all.
Do they have the initiative to follow through on it? Oh, look at PRX reinserting themselves back in the deep corners. Hyunmin, fortunately, first point of contact, will refract back, and that should be enough information. But then the garage push goes through! The smoke gets set up as well, and instantly already you've got so many DRX players removed from the board. PRX still surrounding the smokes, surrounding the sites. All the exchanges going in their favor with Envy crouching down onto the Classic to bring PRX up to 12.
You're really funneled in towards a spawn-sided retake there for DRX as well. You can't get back in towards the garage with the late alert coming up. Good for Devi. Makes it very difficult for that retake. Very one-dimensional to come through. And you've just got that off-put line of all the util that PRX threw their way. Around the smokes trying to navigate it. The flash is coming out to buy time as well. It just makes it very spicy in that scenario, and now you've got that final map point for PRX that they've managed to get 5 opportunities to get into this position. And DRX, I mean, they can push this into overtime, right? We've seen a lot of good calls on this defensive side so far, a lot of advantages played nicely. This time though, that's not an advantage at all.
Trying to go peeking a little bit too much. PRX this time suddenly slowing down the pace. You just don't really expect it, but thanks to the flash, thanks to Hermes peeking, just might be a bit of a way to bring things back to even.
And they're gonna have to go for the fight at the moment. Hermes to try and take the challenge by his lonesome self. Get facilitated, get set up by Bane. A gap around his own cage at the moment. Bane somehow finds Forsaken, but the trades start to come on out as well. And you are so bothered by what you're seeing right now on the site, but it doesn't matter if Hyunmin's gonna come out with some shots like that. Now it's Jing in 1 versus 2, and he's gonna get off-put by Hyunmin. We go the distance on this map of Haven.
Yeah, PRX gonna be broke in the upcoming rounds. Not doing too well, but all the ways that DRX managed to react in kind.
And it's another scenario as well here, Quack, that PRX find an advantage. They find the first kill, but it's some good decision-making, instant reactions from DRX. They are recognizing right now they cannot play a proper retake in towards this site if plants go down. They cannot play big number battles at the moment. They need to get some of these advantages a bit earlier. Try and catch PRX in transitions. So last round of regulation right now. Jing given priority on weaponry with this run it back. The progression smoke to the Sea of Long. This is what I highlighted a little bit earlier, right? You can plow this one down. You can layer yourself throughout the map. You can wait for the util to refresh, and you can dump all of your util in. You can even have Forsaken ult to the back of the C site here as well. This is a set exec.
DRX, though, already rotating all across. TP's been cancelled. Hermes tries to tuck into the corner. Still unchecked. Hyunmin able to take down the run it back. PRX have been sent back from whence they came.
And now you kind of question in your minds as DRX, have they rotated back towards the other side of the map? We saw big numbers, but they've got an advantage. There's gaps around, and there's too many gaps around the map at the moment for DRX. Do they think that someone's snuck in anywhere? It's a sensational shot from Devi as well.
Yeah,
Marco and Freeing gone.
Yeah, it's down to Hermes and Bane right now, especially Bane into this spot, but unfortunately he goes down. The heads up duel from Jing. A lot of initiative being seized by PRX. The spike planted soon enough, and it's a 2v5.
Yeah, this is going to be an extremely difficult retake to come in for Hermes and for Hyunmin.
Smoked off again. It's just Herming for the swing. He's able to take down the first point of contact, but then PRX starts to suffocate him all around. It's claustrophobic, and PRX close out the map finally at a 13-11 scoreline.
It's real damn close to the end of that one, doesn't it? But really, that was the right decision for the SEA squad to go to C with the ult to draw all the attention away from DRX there, and then settle, not overplay your hand, play with the numbers, which majority of the time they did in this map. There was an attempted run back from DRX in this one, do not get me wrong, but the 8-4 half, if it was a little bit better, would we be in overtime? Would we be seeing a different story right now for PRX, changing from the Astra to the Omen in this one? Some questions coming in towards it. It's been a while since we saw Haven come through from PRX. And they get through narrowly. Does this make us think right now, this is why they haven't opted to go for Haven just yet in Vetoes? Have they felt a little bit unco on it? Or were they waiting for it? We don't exactly know just yet, but from what we're seeing here, if it was, you know, your 13-4, 13-5, 13-6 before that run from DRX came out, we'd be thinking to ourselves, oh yeah, why weren't they playing this earlier? The fact that DRX made some really good decisions and made things really stretch out in this map, credit where credit is due. DRX do good on that. But PRX, how comfortable do you feel like Haven is going to be the map that you want to continue on with in a potential lower bracket run right now.
Yeah, because you still have potential more matches to go if you actually do win this one. I will say that it is fair speculation, but down to the first half at the very least, PRX showed like they were still their old selves. For now, though, we're going to toss it back over to Des because this is still an elimination match. RX Derby, let's go!
Let's go! 13-11 is the score, and as Quack mentioned, you know, PRX looking like their former selves, complete with the ups and downs every single map. We thought that they had the early momentum there, but DRX managed to make that little bit of a comeback, and then eventually those heart-stopping last few rounds, as always.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that first half for PRX was really, really nice. Very impressed with how they approached the game planning there. Then as you move towards that second half, you need to see those individual moments. You need to see those big pop-offs, and that's what gets PRX across the line, ultimately winning their map pick. Take a look at those first kills as well. 16 compared to 8 on the side of DRX. PRX had every chance into this game, as well as 2 pistols and a bonus.
Yeah.
Everything went their way, and they just get the map over the line.
Not to mention the fact that Devi had a crazy game.
Yeah.
She had an insane game from Devi. As you mentioned, you won both pistols, and you still struggled to win this game over DRX that I don't even think was playing really their A game. They didn't look super locked in or super switched on. It took a while to get worked into the game. Like you mentioned, they didn't manage to start either of the halves very well, not having one pistol. Marco had a pretty rough game at the office, so it's not a particularly convincing win for PRX, and I think for the same reason that I said before we started this game, in both of their Haven games in the off-season, they don't have to play very much of an attack side. We watched them play a more extended attack side this time around, and it looked quite strugglesome for them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think they did well enough in that first half, right? That's what we took. So we saw from them in the off-season as well, where if they're able to put up those numbers on defender side, they can get themselves across the board. And I will say, their defender side looked very good. If they kept that form the whole way through the map, I think we'd be saying very, very different things. Because that first half, very impressive. It's just when they move across to that attack. I felt like DRX heated up as well. But that's a very close map one. DRX are going to be kicking themselves that they couldn't get the win there.
Oh yeah, it was extremely close for DRX, even down to those last few rounds that we saw. But PRX will do PRX things and, you know, manage to bring things back. But as we saw clear examples of how these two teams know each other so well. This is a bit of a back and forth between both of these teams.
Yeah, so the big thing is about how DRX approached this defender half, knowing it was going to be against Breach Teo. So this is the bonus round. You see they stacked up heavy on C. They move fast across to A as soon as they hear that noise. They bait out this util from the initiators, the stun, the paranoia, the Teo missiles, and then they fast flood into the site. They use that run it back that they've managed to gather. So right now they're playing on a timing where DRX don't have a lot of util to stop that flood. Was very, very impressed by that.
Yeah, but you see DRX actually responded quite nicely. They recognized that A wasn't working for them, and they used the camera to be able to feel out what the setup is for PRX. So they see that whole A take, they speed up towards C, leading with the Teo drone there, and then they set up a very difficult retake for PRX. This really was a chess match of positioning in this first half. If PRX gets a good flood off and is able to hit a nice timing, they're going to roll DRX in that post plant. But if DRX is able to outmaneuver them in the mid round and set up a post plant where they can disrupt PRX with this initiator util and not have to use as much getting into the site, then it's a lot harder for PRX to get back in.
Yeah, this round is the prime example. They managed to get into the site without Bane having to use his stun, so he can save it to stop that flood. I think PRX understand how to play against double initiator, and equally DRX understand how to play against double duelist. So especially in that first half, that was a very, very close, very good match, but it's PRX that got it on the board.
Yeah, it's a perfect matchup here, and those are very, very clear examples why. And of course, these kind of matches bring out the best in a lot of players, and one of those players in this match was Devi. I mean, we saw it was 16 first kills on the side of PRX. Half of those were his.
I mean, my goat here. Unk still got it. He has indeed stepped up in a major way. This round, by the way, probably saved the game for them. They were 3v5 in this with a low buy. He takes over the round, gets an ace, and really, as we saw in a 13-11 score line, every single round matters. So massive step up from Divide compared to what we've seen from him previously in this tournament.
Yeah, you really want your chamber to have a hot performance on that defensive side. It sets the tone for the rest of the game and puts the fear of God into the other team.
Oh, yeah.
It forces the double initiator to have to use their util so much more moving through the map, which, as we mentioned, is something they want to hold down into the post plant. Almost a 30 bomb from Divide. If he doesn't play up to this level and deliver this many first bloods, this is a win for DRX for sure.
Oh, absolutely. He is locked in today. And we see, of course, like a lot of players on the side of DRX. Hyunmin did put up a very good performance also. That is pretty consistent for him, though. We need pop-off moments like this in an elimination match. So
yeah.
I hope Divide keeps this up. And on the side of PRX, unfortunately, we didn't see a lot from Envy coming in. So I hope that going into this next map, we actually see we see Envy heating up a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, we know he has the potential. We've seen big weeks from him. And same with like Mako on the side of DRX. Very slow game, as we pointed out.
Yeah.
That's not like him. But in a series that is this close, when the players know each other this well, it really is a game of fine margins. So it's all about who wants it most, who's ready to step up to that next level to keep their team alive here. DRX, this is their last chance. They lose Corrode, they're going home.
That is absolutely right. We are heading into Corrode next. What are we expecting here? Are we expecting a little similar from DRX? Are we expecting that Wale Phoenix on the side of PRX? What do you think?
Yeah, I think for PRX, I wouldn't expect any changes. This is a map that they've won in the past. Their defender side, once again, looking incredibly strong with that Phoenix. So I think they're going to hold true to what we've seen from them there. I would definitely expect so. But I think it's all still up in the air with this map because there's a reason DRX will have chosen to pick this.
Yeah, so DRX, I mean, we saw them play it initially against Varel with double duelists. It didn't go well for them. They lost to Varel's Brimstone comp back then, and that was one of the games that was a little bit underwhelming. Following that, they showed some great prep for Full Sense, putting Hermes onto the KO and playing double initiator, and they really just worked them on the attacking side. This time, you're going to see, actually, DRX starting on the defensive side. So if they choose, once again, to play just solo Wale with Hyunmin on the duelist and double initiator again, they haven't actually had to show that much of their defensive side. So there's not going to really be that much film for PRX to actually watch. And therefore, they're going to have to, once again, rely on, you know, their own approach and feeling their way around the comp just intuitively and just the general game plan they're going to come into the game with.
Yeah, I mean, I think on the flip side of that, there is a whole attacker half for PRX that DRX will be able to watch, where it was 9-3, I think, in the favor of GE. But I also don't know how much they can learn from that VOD because they were attacking into this Sage comp, so it does change how it plays. So I would expect PRX to look stronger on the attacker side than we saw when they last played this map.
Yeah, or we could see changes entirely.
True.
I don't know. Probably not in this high-stakes game. But as we send it to the stage, we are looking at Freeing with his 10th clutch here in Pacific. All right, congratulations to you for that. We do know that Freeing is one of those players that he can't have those rounds where he just suddenly pops off, gets an ace. We've seen it so many times.
He hit a great shot to get that 10th clutch, so very, very impressed with him so far. But yeah, I mean, I think the compositions are the question mark. We can see them now. PRX sticking with what we saw from them last time around. Jing on that Phoenix. Once again, Divide, he'll be a little bit gutted. He just got to play. Had so much fun on the chamber. Now he's back on Viper duty.
Yeah, for DRX on this defense, I want to see some free flow, very snappy pushes with the underarm KO flash, the fade dog, just some micro aggression, as you always throw my way on the desk, big time, which is, funnily enough, in the past, something that PRX used to do on a set. They used to play the KO fade, so they understand how it operates on the defensive side, and let's see if they can play around it well enough.
Yeah, with any Phoenix comp, you want to see Jing farm those orbs on the attacker side. That will be key in this first half.
Absolutely. Well, I think we've had enough micro and macro aggressions here on the desk, so we're going to send it over to the casters, Quack and Komodo, to take us through Corrode.
Oh yes, there's a lot of aggression going around on all sides. It's also such a big chess match between these two teams right now.
If that's micro and macro aggressions over there, does that mean it's mid aggressions inside the game right now? We're going to get a lot of mid action, right? Or is it going to be something else? I mean, this is map number 2 of this best of 3 RX Derby. Only one will continue on, the other to be eliminated. And Corrode is an interesting one. It's the same comps that we've seen from both of these sides before, but it's going to be played very differently, you would assume. Pistol round is going to be quite important in this one as well. Of course, both pistols so far going over towards PaperX. They have opted to start on the attack. And I guess I was right with the mid-aggressions.
Oh, but instantly the shot from Hermes, though. Top mid down through the screen.
Yeah, dodging the 0 point over towards B main as well, as they are just going to scale up towards B, but immediately, rather, DRX going to re-clear over towards mid and be happy to stay there. Now, for freeing, you don't necessarily want to be staying here individually, so you will retreat a little bit, try and give yourself some better angles and allow this plant to go down. Do have the player advantage as Forsaken gone.
Wow. They'll just continue to peel off. The flash dodge. He's still good for at least one. That's still such a big advantage for DRX to work with in this retake.
Yeah, wall up for Devi. It's going to off-put Bane for a little bit at the moment, but you're kind of standing pretty around the site for PaperX at the moment, expecting more to come out through
Yes, I'm back. First round is this. Let's go
Next a bit. Working around a lot of the chokes for now, but still. Instant shots from DRX. It's Hermes once again, and he walks away with 3 in this round.
It's certainly very important for DRX that they dispatch of Forsaken first and foremost as well.
Let's go.
Gathering of the B side a little bit more wonky, so for freeing, recognizing that he can just fall on back and try to play numbers with the team, happy to switch immediately into a retake for DRX. This is going to be a very big difference of a defensive side that PaperX go into as opposed to what they had to do against Global, right? Yudotan on that veto to try and remove a lot of their abilities, and Sage stalling as well are things that you're not going to be seeing present here. There will expectedly be a bit more gun battles that DRX are going to come through, but also a little bit more coordination on this utility coupled together as opposed to individually that the GE comp can kind of come out with on the defensive side.
That's kind of where PaperX does need to watch out for as well. I mean, some of the gunfights, you start to lose heads, lose members.
You can try and bait things out with the 0 points as well. If you have, for example, rifle rounds where 3 get pinged, you can kind of prod a little bit over on the other side of the map. You can try and toy with the information that your opponents get and try to, you know, make it more misinformation than not. I'm kind of interested to see how PaperX want to try to tackle Hermes on this KO and what information they have. If you're trying to bully your way into this A site right now, though, however, Hyunmin is going to be here with freeing.
So that's still the objective for now on the side of PaperX at least. Try to break in, try to get the spike down, get as many kills as possible. We'll start things off with Devi, but still Bane alongside freeing. Into the corners, you still have automatic weapons. Freeing goes down though, it's Bane with the kills.
And they are going to not force the plans immediately. They're going to go for a fight over towards Spawn, and Hermes is just going to sit them all down. Getting closer towards that null command right now, 1 away. Getting that in towards the bonus round could be really nice, because that is, you know, quite an expensive ultimate as well on 8 points. Having a great start individually on this map at the moment. Bane with some great shots as well here. Just seeing PaperX be very narrow focused towards the elbow.
Just see PaperX trying to outline around Hermes. That was so... if they had gotten that kill. But
yeah,
otherwise...
I mean, if they got it immediately, they could have had advantage and it would have been a different ball game, right? But unfortunately, the ball was always in DRX's half court there. Hermes does get the slam dunk. Now it is going to be the rifle round present for PaperX.
Started on the previous one.
Where are you?
But on to this round, a haunt down middle. PaperX kind of toying around with it.
Hello. Hello guys, this stream my alive is my stream alive. Live. Yes, I am live. Back again. Let's go. आता हे का अडकला.
While freeing in a bit of an off angle over towards A, is just going to lock it down for now on the Viper. Not too pressured at the moment, knowing that it's the pistols that PaperX do have in possession. And just playing extremity control at the moment is the name of the game. Just comes down to me, I think the timing in mid that Hermes has to be very careful of if that was tried to be exploited by PaperX, which is not anymore. They tend to A.
Still though, now that the positions have been revealed, a little bit telling, Hermes will begin to make his move.
I talk about the pistols knowing that's what's here. You forget that sometimes they can be potent.
Yeah, especially when they're in the hands of PaperX. Suddenly picking up the pace into sight.
Oh, they just didn't
Still
clear
though, Beckon through around the toxic screen. Hyunmin able to shut down Devi. Hermes has arrived backside as well. Hyunmin's still alive, makes things a little bit more difficult for PaperX, but something hops on over and he'll get the spike down. 10 seconds, the timer gets reset.
They'll command in as well. You got to wait for this one to expire. Perhaps no utility for PaperX to drop into it.
अरे यार ये VCT अड़ा कर रहा है भाई.
Not even really go time for DRX, though they off-put them. Some good utility stalling at the moment to try and isolate these fights. Hermes, Marco, come up with a clutch at a round that should be theirs.
Oh, the smoke felt a little bit weird, but still enough for them. His stays tucked inside of. They knew where Jing was, thanks to Fragment from before as well. And now Forsaken trying to spray into the smoke. Unfortunately, the swing out from Hermes gives DRX a 4-0 start.
Such a headache as well for PaperX, because they would have been feeling like they could get that round. They had a 3 versus 2, so it's the right time to drop that util as DRX to try and maximize chances to pick up a bit of a sloppy start in this round as well. Sharp shots to come through from the pistols. Spike denied as well. You're thinking, alright, this could be good. But it falters a little bit. Forsaken cannot deny the defuse from coming through in the end. Well, a start so far for DRX. A timeout now invested. We literally are kind of copy-paste from the last map in scoreline start. But earlier on in terms of a timeout investment, last map used at the end of round 9. This time, Alex and Wendler calling it super early.
Almost feels necessary with how the way the rounds have been going. PaperX on the attack, but not quite able to find their footing. Granted, it was a slight eco round for the previous one.
Kind of the same start, though, to a degree of worry that we saw against Global Esports for PaperX as well, right? They got the pistol in the second, and then the defenses start to really come out. You're not able to get in towards the sites. You're trying to draw out what util you can to make your end game a bit better, but you're still being locked down in near every case. And for this one right now, you would assume you can see a little bit more on the attacking side, but these defenses are being played very nicely in my mind from DRX. They're not overplaying their hand, they're not overpeaking a lot of angles. They're kind of just going through a step at a time, clearing with information, playing a very large map. And not being too risky individually, I think right now is quite crucial for DRX.
Especially now that Dane has the Odin.
Yeah, this is
oh, let's go!
टेबल खाली त्याच्या कॉर्नरचे निघालेत किचनचे ते लावून येऊ का
माझ्या अजिबात नाही
himself getting caught in transition to utility. Taken a nice frag to open up the affairs for
नाही
PaperX in this round.
अगं मी काय तिकडे सेटअप करेल मी वेगळं करेल
Kind of tank back as the smokes all get set up again. Gunman, peek unfortunately goes down to Jing as well, freeing. Felt the need to a little bit more space though. He wants to go into the corner.
बेचारे ने इतना प्लस करके दिया था आर्यन ने ये माइनस करा दिया
fight so far has been individual. Freeing though, might be able to catch them with their pants down. They are clear.
वो आर्यन ने इतना प्लस करके दिया था
नाम मत ले शांत रहे नाम
माइनस करा लिया
but at the wrong time. The trade at least is there. And now it's Marco and Hermes again to see if they can make the magic happen.
Hermes has
मैं तेरे को उसी दिन बोला था रात को
क्या
वो नाम से जमता नहीं मेरा
Thieves comp that they were playing it very smart, very disciplined, choke backs and not over peaking. So I kind of am expecting that for the defense of PaperX as well. But it really is for me the attacking side for them with this double duelist deployment. How much are you getting away with here? How much space are you finding? This is a good showing for it. Something already in towards the link. It's going to draw a lot of pressure for DRX. They're going to have to start to re-clear quite convincingly. So far, so good.
Yeah, keeping a manageable distance as well. DRX this time having a secondary player to support Bane, but Mako pushing all the way throughout.
बोलो ना ठीक होता.
Just take down Jing.
The
trade comes in. The Odin is set up. The conversion path set through to try to break open the site.
But you missed the TP that's gone in towards the tower for Forsaken at the moment. It doesn't even really need to come in and activate. It's good Wale ult to come in from something as well. It's just a bit of a nail in the coffin at the end as PaperX absolutely crunch on that B side at the end. Did his darnest efforts to try and find advantage. Something going on the dispatch of Hyunmin, and that is PaperX.
Let's go, bhai. Ye
rounds
काम कर रहा है. Time out.
Do you still feel okay in DRX's camp, knowing that your economy starts to be questioned, especially if you lose this round?
Maybe not, right? You really need to
5 की watching है कौन देख रहा है इतना भाई 5
cool
लोग
things
कौन
off a little bit and figure out how PRX wants
अरे
to
अब
really
तक 50
approach the
ही हो
map.
गए
'Cause right now
चार
they're
लोग
working
देख रहे हैं।
against how DRX wants to
एक
अब
60
तक
में
50
information.
51 हो गए अभी
Bane, Odin Abuser, not going to be
और 10 का
present
peak
in
watching
this
गया
round
मेरा
anymore.
आज
Instead, Envy's going to be trying to lap that one up.
after so
Nothing,
long
not able to
ऐसा
get
हुआ
away
है
with the same space that he found almost free of charge
Minecraft के
last
टाइम पे
round.
गया था एक बार
Very
21
all in affair towards mid for the get-go for DRX. The pit
Thumbnail कैसा है?
playing at B. The rest of the 4 members in amongst mid and A link. So the gaps around the
और
map
एक्स्ट्रा चीजें डाल देता थोड़ी
क्या जैसे कि
have a straight shot in towards the A site.
सिंपलिस्टिक है
Figure
मैं
this one
बोलूंगा नहीं
out,
बुरा
one
है
away from their own
अच्छा लग
Viper's
रहा है
pit for
वो देखने
Defy
में
as well.
और थोड़ा डाल
Would
दे
be
कुछ
quite
तेरे
good
मन से
in a post-plant
और
scenario.
अट्रैक्ट कर लेगा फिर वो
मेरे को कुछ मन ही नहीं किया टेक्स्ट डालने का तो मन ही नहीं किया मेरे को
But look at DRX.
It's very
मैं मोस्टली
proactive
देखता हूँ ना
spacing
वॉच
and
पार्टी का
information
तो
for them. This is
थंबनेल
gonna be
मेरे
a
को
super
हर्ष
early
खेल रहे का
flank at
अच्छा
the
लगता
moment
है
that PaperX need to be aware
और वो
of.
क्लर्ज
I
है ना
wouldn't even
क्लर्ज
mind PaperX
उसका
flipping the A site at the moment and
उसका तो
taking more
हर्ष खेल
space
रहा ही
over
बना
towards
वैसा टाइप का
spawn
बनाना
because they
कुछ
don't see anything through Link.
हाँ
You have to assume that there's going to be a mass
अरे
flank
उनका वो
potential
फेस
here.
खुद का
And they
है
don't
ना
go for any further control.
मैं कैरेक्टर डालता तो कैरेक्टर थोड़ी ना मैं वैसा डाल सकता
Oh,
हूँ
and that just might be enough as well. Pop flash through from Hermes, but it's not quite enough.
Huh?
Mako has to be the one to take him down. Then comes the Odin,
face reveal
continuing to hold the
करूँगा ना
angle.
कब करेगा
अभी नहीं
Mako
करूँगा
free,
वो
I
रूम
should
में
say,
जाने दे
actually
एक
waiting
बार
for
पूरा
slight
सेटल हो गया
timing to
तो
peek on through, manages to take down Defy. That's now a weapon retrievable. Still though, the spike continues to tick, and Freeing continues to peek. He finds another triple kill in the round, and it's all down to Envy to try to hold it off. The snake fight.
nice.
Is it enough time?
Nice.
I should think so, just for Freeing to stick the defuse down to the
nice.
very end. DRX up to
क्या
5.
डबल डिवोशन दे रहा है
0-0.29. What a trade to come on through. And what a ferocious play from
मेरा
Free.
दिमाग खराब कर रखा है आज का दिन का पूरा मैच हो दिया है पता है
मेरा भी वो अलग बात है पेपर की वजह से बट स्टिल
Honestly, plays the right
मेरा
timing
तो
with the
एकदम
classic
unusual
for the
results
bait
है
in
भाई।
towards the link play, the judge and the gun
एक तो मैं
upgrade,
उठा
catching
लेट
Jing on a timing, looking
उसके
the wrong
ऊपर से
way.
ऐसा
It looks
जो
like
हुआ है ना
from
मेरा
our that
दिमाग
third
खराब
person POV on that one that he had a sensational flick. That's a great adjustment on towards something. And then the trade at the end, that is a great round to bring some stability for DRX now in this map. It's not even the greatest amounts though, as Hermes does have a stinger.
Let's go.
बैठ जा भाई पूरा ही बैठ जा
जान दे चल छोड़ खेलते हैं वाले खेलते हैं मेरा दिमाग ऐसा फटने हो रहा है भाई सोच के Sorry guys, watch party has been terminated. ये आजा वालो आजा मेरा दिमाग फट रहा है I can't process. वालो भी चालू नहीं हो रहा बहन का लोड़ा ये वालो चालू नहीं हो रहा